I first discovered I was colorblind from my mom and therapist or something like that during elementary school. It was mostly just different things my mom was noticing and I didn't, so got it checked out. A type of colorblindness I've been told is red-green. So, this being New Mexico, chili was used to describe it to me. It was described if you have red chili and green chili right next to each other. The right next to each other part is very important because when the two colors are next to each other compared, I might not be able to tell them apart.
Okay.
Another time that often comes up is you have those cookies with the different colored frostings. I would always not be able to tell them apart. Be trying to get them, red, white, and blue themed for 4th of July and not do it. Seeing colors feels completely normal to me because when you lived being colorblind your entire life, you don't really have another time to compare it to. So I kind of just see colors normally, but sometimes I just see them incorrectly. Like I might think it's a green arrow when I'm driving, and it is definitely not. Things like that. Overall, I don't think my color blindness really affects my day-to-day life. I mostly just get corrected on things. The example of messing up street lights and whatnot is rare because typically, especially if you're colorblind, you kind of memorize the positions of the different lights, which helps. I remember one awkward time. My sister went to this summer camp thing, and there was a family day, and there was this big group activity game that involved, I think like sorting out jelly beans or something, and they were just randomly selecting people for this based on teams, and there were all kinds of perfectly fine games, but of course, when the jelly bean one came up, I was picked, and I wasn't saying anything because I don't say things, and it was right when the countdown was getting to 2 that my mom ran up and had to tell everyone that I was colorblind, and I didn't care. I just kind of left. Was kind of used to getting bullied about colorblindness at that point, so I didn't really care. So I was bullied a lot in elementary school for being colorblind, and kind of through middle school, mostly leveled out around high school. But the classic one is when you take something that's a color you blatantly couldn't confuse, like a black sheet of paper, and then you ask someone, "Oh, what color is this?" And elementary school would usually consist of people for like the next 10, 15 minutes just taking different colored things and trying to get me to tell them apart, which isn't exactly, I wouldn't say bullying per se, but it's obnoxious and annoying and maybe funny the first time, but I don't think people realize that around that time, literally any person I would tell I was colorblind would do that same joke, and it just got kind of tiresome after a while. I don't think my colorblind causes that many issues, mainly because I'm aware of it and avoid putting myself in situations where it would pose an issue. But if there were a time, it would probably be driving, because especially like with my car and the bad brakes that they have, there'll be times I'll be going full speed towards a light thinking it's green, and it won't be till the last second I realize it's red and I have to slam the brakes. Or like I was mentioning earlier, that time I turned on a red arrow thinking it was green. It's probably the most dangerous kind of scenario, but and I guess group assignments at school and whatnot could be an issue, because colorblindness isn't something I really necessarily want to bring up to every single teacher I meet. And even if I do, it's like, it's college level. It's not like there's really much they can do at this point. So, I'd say it's kind of unfair. Like in my case, there were a few annoyances, like I'm a psychology major, but oftentimes when learning about the different parts of the brain, it's color coded, which poses difficulty for me learning my major, but at the same time, it's something I've learned to deal with. However, and I don't know a lot of information on this, I do know there are types of color blindness far worse than mine that I think should be more accommodating for.
All right. Well, I think that's everything.
Sweet.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Nope.
Okay.